Hello, it's Renee. I just hope you are all having a very blessed day. I'm so excited. We are still in Psalms, and today I thought we would journal Psalm 46, especially 46, verse 10. Now, in my Bible, this is the Dayspring Illustrating Bible, and it is the Christian Standard Bible. In my Bible, verse 10, Psalm 46:10 says, "Stop your fighting and know that I am God, exalted among the nations, exalted on the earth." I mean, that's great and all, but I really like the verse that says, "Be still and know that I am the Lord." That's the way I memorized it growing up, and that's the way I love it. So verse 10 in some translations say, "Be still and know that I am God," or "I am the Lord." My translation here says, "Stop your fighting and know that I am God." Either way, it's great, but I still like the "be still." So I am going to be journaling "be still" today on this page. Now, today's page is an easy page, y'all. This is really quick, really easy, but it's just so effective and I just love the imagery. And you can literally find any imagery that you like, but I found this picture here. And to me, that is it's out in nature. It is like a quiet, tranquil, sort of like otherworldly picture. It's kind of like a dream. It's like this hazy, state of, I like the colors. It's all muted. I don't know. I just like it. So you need to find a picture that you like. Now, this could be done with anything. You can draw a picture, but today I am just taking a picture that I found. You could find a picture out of a book, out of a magazine, tear a picture out of a magazine, tear a picture, out of anything that you find. So this is something that everybody can do without having to draw or trace or be really creative. This is super easy for y'all. So I really wanted to show y'all how you can make a very effective page very easily. And then something that you kind of look back on, because I know when I flip through my picture journals, because I have a journal just of pictures, oh my gosh, y'all, it is so relaxing for me because it's all pictures that I love, with colors that I love, with images that I love, and it's just very relaxing for me. So today, like I said, we're going to be doing Psalm 46, verse 10. And so here's my picture. So the first thing we are going to do, so find your picture, and you want it to kind of fit over your page. If you have the Bibles with the side, margins, you can find one that's a tall picture, or you have the option of doing like a tip-in. And I don't know if any of you are familiar with tip-ins, but all a tip-in is a picture that you either tape in with washi tape or regular tape, or with a piece of like a flat piece of paper. You can, let me see if I can find, let's say this is your paper and you have a strip of paper and you have a little flap here like this. You would glue one part of the flap to the book, the other part to your picture, like that, and then it would flip open like this. So you can do it in a variety of ways, or like I said, just a piece of washi tape just down the side. A lot of times I will put washi tape down the side, I'll flip it, and then I'll have washi tape down this side too, to give it a little bit more, sturdiness. And so, washi tape doesn't stick very well. I also will add glue. I'll add glue stick to the back of my washi tape to make sure it sticks. Let me show you an example. It's real quick. I have one. I know I have one in here somewhere. Okay, for example, here's a tip-in, y'all. So this is a page I did a while back. Here's the washi tape, if you can see, along the side. A tip-in means it flips. So it could flip outward, it could flip this way, it could flip up, it could flip down, however way you want. But see how I have washi tape on the outside here, and I put glue on the back of this washi tape, and then I put washi tape on the inside here. And then I put glue again on the back of this washi tape to make sure it holds. And so this doesn't rip the page or pull the washi tape off or anything like that. So if you put glue on the back of it, it'll hold really well. Just a glue stick is all you need. for that. So this is called a tip-in. And then that also gives you extra space on the back. So you can journal on the back, you can put other pictures on the back, what have you. So that's an example of a tip-in. So if you don't want to glue anything into your Bible, you could do a tip-in. Okay, and then here's my sheet, my laminated piece of paper that I continually tell you guys is I use it every time. It always goes behind the page I'm working on it to protect all the other sheets in my Bible, especially when I'm splattering paint or stuff like that. So anyways, today I'm going to be gluing this in, but if you want, you can make it as a tip-in. You can make it as a tip up. You can make it as a tip down. You can tape it on the inside here and have it come out this way and do other pictures here if you want, or you can do journaling here, whatever you'd like to do. But I'll show you the way I'm going to do mine today. So the first thing I'm going to do is I want to tear this picture. I know it's such a pretty picture, but I still am going to tear it. So I'm going to use my page as a guide, and I want to tear it down this way, and I don't want it to go all crazy wonky on me, so I'm kind of guiding it with my finger as best as I can. So there. So I want like this little section sticking out, and then this is all garbage. We don't need that anymore. So here's your page. Okay, so then the other thing I'm going to do, so here's my picture. I'm going to be using gelatoes today. I'm only going to be using this one color. This is strawberry gelato from Faber-Castell. They look like big lipstick tubes. For those of you who have not used these, they're kind of like watercolors a little bit. They're, you know, but they're like chalk. It's kind of like chalk a little bit, but like a creamier chalk. I just, again, consider them big lipsticks, but they react with water. So you can smear them with water. You can make them darker or lighter. The lighter you want it, you just rub it off with water. So this time what I'm doing is I'm taking a baby wipe. So it's a damp baby wipe. And I'm actually gonna rub the gelato onto the baby wipe and then rub it into my Bible. And I also have this is, if you can see, it's, I think this was packing material from something. Again, I use everything I have. This is gonna be my stencil. So I like this little like diamond kind of look. So this is gonna be my stencil. It's a pretty, it's a thicker plastic. So I'm going to have to make sure I've got enough gelato on my baby wipe. Okay, now I'm going to move this because I really don't need that right now. But I just wanted to kind of see where it's sat on the page. And I am going to go in with my gelatoes here in my baby wipe and really rub it into this stencil. Hopefully it'll work. I might need it darker. And this baby wipe has been falling apart on me. Let's see what happens here. I might need to get a little bit wetter. Okay, so let's see. Now, the darker you want, you would just add more gelato color. I kind of just want like a light background here. Can you see that? Let's see. Oops, sorry, y'all. See? I'm just getting a faint background. And I'm just going to do that in a variety of areas on this side, because remember, my picture is going to be glued here. So that's why I had my picture there, so I can kind of see where I need color. Now you can apply the gelato in a variety of ways, but for stencils, I like using like a different medium, like, you know, like a wet paper towel or a baby wipe or something like that, versus just taking the gelato and putting it through. It'll get really clumpy that way. This way you get like that muted tone. That's cool. Okay, let's put some more up here. I'm just gonna wet my baby wipe a little bit more because the water reacts with the gelato. It makes it a little bit smoother and darker and such. Okay, let's go over here. Okay, see, with more water, it gets darker. And then if you've got clumps like that, I'm just gonna lightly go in and just wipe it really lightly. So it smears it a little, which I like. I do like the smeared look, but you still have the stencil form. Okay, so depending on how heavy-handed you are, you will get clumps. If you like the clumps, just leave them, but then you're gonna have to dry them. Okay, I'm gonna do another, let's see, some white down here. This stencil's really ripping up my baby wipe. As you can see, it's ripping it apart, but that's okay. We'll just keep wiping it away, all the little pieces. We'll make do, we'll make do. Boy, that's really light. So I'm gonna go in and do some more. Gelatos are a great way to get background color on your page quickly. This is not, I'm not doing it that way on this one, but we might do it on another one, another page. But it's a great way. I mean, you can just smear this on, wipe it with a damp cloth, and it'll cover the whole page very quickly. So gelatos are a lot of fun to play with. One thing I have noticed with the Illustrating Bible versus like my Inspire Bible is my Inspire Bible seems to take, I don't know what kind of paper they made it out of, but it seems to take watercolor and gelatos a lot better than this paper. I notice a difference with the watercolors when I use watercolors and gelatos on this paper versus my Inspire Bible page. It's not, you know, not a major thing. It's just a little different. So it depends, you know, how much, you know, you use watercolor and gelatos in your Bible journaling. Okay, I'm gonna do, let's see if I can get a darker spot down here to kind of match that dark spot up there. Getting there, getting there. A little bit more water. The more water you add, that's what helps. Okay. Let's see here. I hope you're all having a very blessed day today. I've been having so much fun crafting and creating. Let's just do a little bit darker here. Yeah, if you have any questions or replies or tips for me or what have you, or you see something, there we go, perfect. You see something that, you know, you would like me to be a little bit more specific on or whatever, please, you know, let me know in the comments. I would love to answer your questions or help you with anything. Oh, there we go. Okay, that should be good. Okay, so let me move this to the side. Clear this off, okay. Okay, then the other thing I'd like to do is I have this acrylic paint. It's almost out. There's just a little bit left at the bottom, and I try to use up everything I have before I get new stuff. So I have this brush with, it's been used a lot. You can see used and loved. It's got like a tougher bristle, I guess, because I'm going to be jabbing it in this stencil again. So let's see, where is this going to go? This is going right about here. So this is what I have out here. And then I want some of this white, and the white acrylic paint, if you make it thick enough, will go over your words. It'll be opaque versus translucent. You won't be able to see through it unless you water it down, or, you know, see, look, you can, I don't know if you can see, it's almost totally empty. So I gotta jab my brush all the way at the end, and it's thicker now too because it's at the bottom. So we'll see how this works. We shall see. So what I'm going to do is I'm using the thick bristles of the brush, if you can see what I'm doing here, and I'm kind of jabbing this through. Let me put this here so you can see. Through the stencil. And it will cover the words if I put it thick enough. Okay, we want some more. And since I'm putting it on this really light color and this almost the plain page, I want to make it thick enough that you can see it, but not so thick that we have issues. So it's kind of like a trial and error. Okay, you can kind of see. I don't know if you guys can see that. Can you see it? I mean, you can see it a little bit better here. Let me get it closer. You can see it better in real life, but if you can see, there you go. See the white stencil, and in some areas it's thicker than others, so you're getting this raised look a little bit. Okay, but I just want a really subtle feel. I don't want like really stark things because this picture is so muted and subtle itself that's what I want. That's what I'm looking for on this page. I want to keep it subtle. So I'm gonna do some more white over here. As you can see, I'm getting all painted up. Whenever I use paints, I get really messy. That's okay. It's part of the whole crafting process. Okay, if you can see that section right there. And let me see where else. Okay, I'm gonna do one right here. Again, threes. I seem to go in groupings of threes. I don't know why. There's just something about it. I guess, you know, in the Bible, the number 3 is complete. Completeness, perfection, you know, God is 3 in 1. So my glasses are falling off. Every time I'm looking down. Let's put some down there. Okay. Okay, let me wipe myself down a little bit. Otherwise, look at this. I'm gonna get paint everywhere. Stick that in my water. Let that rinse off. Just get most of it off. And I'm gonna wipe off my, that's gonna get it everywhere again. Just wipe this off a little bit so that doesn't get paint everywhere. Okay. Okay, so now let me close this. We're gonna dry this really quick. This paint will dry super quick. The gelatos are probably already, you know, those are already dry. But let me grab my dryer. Make sure this tempera paint is dry, because in some spots it's a little clumpy, so just want to make sure it's fully dry before I start gluing things on. Okay, so I'll bring this up close so you can see. So you see the really subtle gelatos that we put through here, and then even, you know, the subtle tempera paint, the white tempera paint over it in these sections here and down here. Okay. Now the next thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna put white paint along the edges, but I'm gonna rub it with my fingers to make it look kind of hazy along the edges, I guess. Now, if you have one of those programs on your computer, if you're gonna print something out, you can print it out with, I guess they have those programs where you can print out with like the hazy borders around. If you found this picture like in a magazine or tore it out like I did, I tore it out from a book. I think I tore this one out from a book. I don't remember where I got this picture. Sometimes I print pictures out, or sometimes I tear stuff out and I put it in a big folder. But if you tore something out of like a book or a magazine, you don't have the program to make the sides hazy, so you can do it on your own. Another thing, if you have like a glossy picture from a magazine or something, if I had the glossy picture, what I would do to make it look pretty cool, or just, a different technique. Let me see if I can find, hang on one second. Let me find, okay, so I have some sandpaper. So if you had an image that's like a glossy image from a magazine or something like that, what you can do is, do I have one? I don't have one around here. Okay, so let's say this is your image. You would just take the sandpaper and sand around the edges, or you can even sand like in the middle. Like, let's see if I can even, I don't know if it'll work on this because this isn't really glossy. It's not going to really work. But if you had a glossy image and you used like this is a coarse sandpaper, but you could use coarse or a fine sandpaper. And sandpaper around the edge, you would get this, you can barely see it here, but you would get a really cool scratchy type look around the border. I've done that on pictures too. So if you want to add just another little dimension, just grab some sandpaper and sand. You can sand around the edges. You can even sand into the picture if you want like a cool like scratchy effect. So sandpaper is really good just to have a piece around to give you another effect, another dimension to your page, or another just effect to your picture. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece of paper, because we're going to get a little messy, just a tad messy. I'm already messy, see? I'm going to grab my chair here. And then, okay, so I need my, okay, so let me grab my brush out of the water. Okay, and what I'm gonna do is just put a thin coat along the edges like this, and I'm gonna take my finger and I'm gonna just kind of smear it in. And as you can see, when I apply it, it's white, right? Because it's white tempera. But then when I smear it in, it kind of takes on the color of the background of your picture. So it's not white anymore. You can see it kind of took on this yellow tint of the picture. Okay, so it's given it just like a hazy look, I guess. So I'm gonna do that. See how it's white when you first put it on, and then when you start smearing it in, it kind of fades it out a little bit. You can kind of just go around your picture. Again, I can't just glue a picture in my Bible. I gotta do something to it. I gotta, give it an edge, or put some stickers on it, or do something. And I'm doing like a little jaggy wavy thing here. I don't want it like just like a straight line across. I want it to be like kind of like, it's a dream, or it's hazy around the edges. I just like that. So just get a scrap paper here, and just kind of so you can paint and not worry about where you're getting the paint. Or if you have like a plastic work area that you can work on. So you can see, just getting like a little cloudy kind of look around the edges. It's just so relaxing just to craft. You could put on your music. You could put on some really quiet, soothing music for this one. I love the scripture. Just be still. you know, and I had talking about being still. So we had, you know, all my friends, not all of them, but a lot of them, you know, before COVID hit, were always saying, oh my gosh, I have so much to do. And I just wish the world would stop for a second so I can take a break. You know, have you heard people say that? Like, I just wish we, you know, the world would just stop for just a second, you know, just for me to catch up. Well, you know what, y'all? God with COVID literally made the world stop. He literally made the world stop. And, you know, I kept telling people, guys, this is it, yo, like, this is the time. This is the time that we can be still in the Lord and draw closer to him and have some quiet time and have time with your family and have that quiet time that you've been begging for and have that downtime that you've been begging for. And you know, and the sad thing is that so many people still missed it, you know, when we had that time, when we couldn't go out, when we were, you know, quarantined for whatever, or, you know, everything slowed down, things closed, and you couldn't go anywhere, and you had to spend time at home or with your family or what have you. The sad thing is so many people missed it. And, you know, those same people that were saying, please, I wish the world would stop so I have some time to catch up on things, or just have some quiet time, or have some rest, or take a nap, or whatever. You know, the sad thing is God did. He stopped the world. He literally stopped the world for everybody. And so many people missed it. So I pray that I don't miss the signs, and I pray that I don't miss time alone with him. And I pray that I don't miss, like, this, you know, just having quiet time. And sometimes we just need rest. Sometimes we just need time to rest. Sometimes you need a nap in the middle of the day, or sometimes you need to just go outside, listen to the birds, you know, grab your coffee, grab your tea, your Dr. Pepper, whatever it is, and just go outside, enjoy nature, just sit quietly. Don't bring your phone with you. Don't bring anything with you. Just sit quietly and just be still. And so every time I do this scripture, it's a good reminder for me, especially, to kind of slow down, because a lot of times I'm rushing, trying to get things done. And I just, you know, don't want to miss it. Don't want to miss things. Don't want to miss life. Life is going by so fast. Time flies, y'all. Time flies. But anyways, that's my little reflection for the day. Clean up a little bit. Okay, so let's move this so I don't get paint everywhere. So this is what it looks like now. You just got like little hazy edges around your picture. So it's just a fun, relaxing thing to do. Okay, so let's see. Let's get my plastic in there. So I think the next thing I'm gonna do, what do I need to do next? I guess glue the picture. I guess we can glue this in, and then I'll show you the stamp I'm gonna do. Okay, so let's move all this and grab my glue stick. And again, I'm just gonna glue this in with a glue stick. And then I just kind of make a mess. That's what I do, I make a mess. I'm always making a mess. That's okay. It's called crafting. We make messes when we craft. Okay, so I'm gonna try to get this as close to the edge as I can and get it straight, as straight as I can. Wow, I think I did it. Woo. I think I did it. And then what I usually do is like really like push down so you don't get bubbles or what have you in your paper. And then I look to see if there's like any little corners or anything that need to be re-glued down or reinforced or whatever. So I just kind of go around. It's usually the corners that always need to be a little bit of extra glue. Okay, so there we are so far. Okay, then the next thing is I'm gonna do a stamp of Be Still. And I only had one L, so I'm gonna have to take that off and do another L. because you know in stamp sets when you just get one of each letter, so you gotta go in and do it. And as you can see, I did not make them all perfectly straight, the letters, because it's super hard to get the letters straight on these like individual stamps. And plus I like being a little quirky. So gotta be quirky. I'm gonna use my VersaFine black ink. And another thing that this plastic piece of paper does is gives you a firmer base. So when you're pressing down with stamps or what have you, it doesn't sink into the book as much. But we shall see what happens. These are letters that I don't care if they're kind of faded or what have you. And I'm thinking what I'm gonna do is I want the letters to kind of go over the picture as well. So okay, I might have to fill the B in a little bit. It went in a little. That's okay. So let me take these off and just have the L. And then we're gonna do the other L, a little wonky. Let's do it a little wonky. There we go. And I'm debating if I want to try the B again. I don't know if I could line it up perfectly or not. We shall see. Let's try our best. That worked a little bit better. Okay. So be still. And just so y'all know, this is just a thin, I have the thicker, I don't know what you call them, just the plexiglass that you put stamps on, but I sometimes like using this thin one. It's just easier for me to move around and adjust. So, and there we go. So let's take this out. So I told y'all it was an easy page you can do. There it is. There's your picture. And I hope that you all have time this week to be still with the Lord and to really dive in to these Psalms because they're just so incredible. I love the Psalms. I love the whole Bible. I especially love the Old Testament, which people think I'm weird, but I really do love the Old Testament. But Psalms is another one of my favorites. And so I really hope that you all have time this week to really be still. Go out in nature. Go sit, read a book. Go out with your favorite, coffee drink or whatever, and just sit outside for a little bit and just really take time to listen to the Lord and be still and know that He is God and that He's listening to you no matter what. So hope you all have a very blessed week. I will see you next time. Have fun creating. Bye-bye.